Central, presented by Evan Williams. Evan Williams is Game Day's #1 pour, and you'll find them cheering with fans in every corner. They don't play favorites. They don't pick sides. From center court to the gridiron, everywhere in between. If you're a fan of Kentucky's first distiller, you should consider yourself a part of Bourbon Nation. I was saying it yesterday. First of all, this is just like you could see this like at in your house, in your like on your home bar or whatever.
Very nice.
What's going on with your headphones?
None of my headsets work.
But yeah, shout out Evan Williams. Awesome bottle too. I love the bottle. It's a sharp bottle. It's like when you're like you're going to a party and it's just like, hey, here you go. Here's some Evan Williams. It's unbelievable. Like I said, I always use this when I go to a bar or anywhere. I have an old fashioned. I go, hey, can I have an old fashioned? And what do you want in it? I want Evan Williams every single time. It's unbelievable. It works well for sipping straight on the rocks or in a basin cocktails like the old fashioned. Enjoy Game Day's #1 pour. Buy now. Join Bourbon Nation. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Evan Williams Kentucky Straight Bourbon. Again, shout out to Evan Williams. Also, my bold pick of the day yesterday was close. Arkansas was plus 15, and they were leading at some point. They lost by 7.
Oh, Puerto Rico.
Oh, well, we'll get to that. That wasn't the game I was talking about, but yeah.
No, but Rico loves Arkansas.
No, he's Arkansas State.
Well, that's where he is, right? But he likes Alabama.
He likes Alabama.
Sorry,
who also lost. Who we will get to in a second. But shout out Evan Williams, the best bourbon there is. Make sure you go get it. Go get it for the boys. Go get it for the girls. Get it for everybody. It's the smoothest drink out there. All right, Clemmer, how are we doing?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Good. Can we call Rico now?
Rico Bosco?
Just to get to...
So Bosco had a bad day yesterday, right? So Alabama, he loves Alabama. They lost. And he went to Arkansas State, and they also lost?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
You truly can't have a worse day. Like, imagine going to Arkansas State alone is a bad day.
Not for him, though. He wanted to go.
No one's ever wanted to go to Arkansas State twice for the second time.
Not even the students.
Yeah, like I don't think there's a person in this world that doesn't live in Arkansas, like in Jonesboro, that went back the second time. I think he's the first. Him and Frank, the first people.
So,
unless they had to.
Why does Rico goes because he gets like he knows the coaches.
I didn't even see him like post much about it. I was like, I thought he was gonna. I was so confused.
I don't.
Vacation. I'm not even kidding. I think this was his vacation.
Why does Frank go?
Well, you see, Frank and Rico aren't that different. Frank will. Hold on to this. If you give Frank a hot dog and a free sporting event, he will go.
Okay.
That's what he got.
And if you're Rico, a coaching friendship and a basketball game, he'll go.
Like, yeah, he'll go to any sporting event for free.
Is Rico on?
Yeah. Hold on.
What's up?
What's up, dude?
What's going on?
How was your day yesterday?
The friends of the program went 0-3.
I know. I was going to ask.
There were no congratulatory texts.
You went to Arkansas State. They lost a home game, which was for basically the Sun Belt, right?
No, I mean, listen, it's going to come down. They're going to see the top 4 teams in the Sun Belt. They're all head and shoulders above everybody else. So it's just a matter of where you land in the top 4 of who you're going to get again, and then they're just going to play down in Pensacola. I don't want to say it was meaningless, but it was a formality. They're all going to meet one way or the other in Pensacola in the top 4.
So then I got to ask, why did you go?
Because it is all.
He goes, it's not. It was basically
a meaningless thing.
This game in February. Let's go to Jonesboro, Arkansas.
No, you gotta get the crowd juiced up. You know what I mean? It's Jonesboro.
I imagine you must be beloved there. Are you like a hero there when you walk in?
I don't know about hero, but I mean, yeah, you know, it's. I mean, there's very few Arkansas State super fans.
That's what I mean.
I'm definitely on the top.
Well, that's what I want to ask.
Yeah, that's good.
I said a hypothetical. Do you think there's any person in this world besides you and Frank that willingly went back to Jonesboro twice? from a different state.
Yeah, I think kids who play on opposing teams.
Yeah, that's not willingly. That's not even willingly. They have to go.
I guess they're willing. I guess they're choosing not to stay home.
They have to go.
Yeah, but it's good people down there. It's good people.
Yeah, so you had a tough day because Alabama. Your story's changing a little bit when you're with your tweets. It's like, oh, it's tough to win on the road, but you also lost at home. Alabama doesn't play a lick of defense. How are we feeling about Alabama?
I don't know about a lick of defense.
Over 100 to Missouri.
Everybody in the top 25, aside from like one or two teams, has that bad game in the top 25. Kentucky has a bad loss. Kansas has a bad loss. Like they all have. Houston has a bad loss. They all have bad losses here and there. So we had our bad loss. And Missouri's not even. I don't
even know if it's a bad loss.
It's not a bad. I'm not saying it's a bad
loss. We lost to the 12th KenPom team on the road.
We had a bad game. We had a bad game.
Well, you had another bad. You had two in a. I'm just saying, back-to-back losses. Are you a little worried?
Yeah, the defense definitely needs to improve. Like Cliff has to improve at the rim. I think Nelson's got to improve a little bit. The turnovers are crazy. They're talking about the physicality of the guards a little bit. Like they're having trouble to get to the rim. It was good. Sears went for 35. That was big, like to get his mojo back. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a concern. Like we're better than we were last year. We were like 100th in defense last year. We couldn't. When you say couldn't stop anybody, we couldn't stop anybody last year.
But it's just like you shot better than them with the 3-point yesterday. Like you had a better percentage.
Yeah, we just gave up way too many points.
Yeah, just that you actually had like more shots than them and everything. It was an odd. A Duke player fucking smoked you guys yesterday.
He did.
Mitchell
and Grill
transferred.
Went nuts,
He went. They had 31, 11, 15.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he killed them. Yeah, and listen, that's not a. You lost to the number 15 team in the country. It's not,
that's
not a bad loss.
Well, Rico said they have no bad losses this year.
Yeah, we don't have a bad loss. We've had bad game. Oregon is turning into a not great loss. I will say that.
Yeah, it's great. Like a fine loss though. Like it's not like there's not.
Yeah, but there's no,
you can't also really lose to any.
Yeah.
Like anyone in the SEC is really not like a bad loss at this point, which is a thing.
Right.
Yeah, I would say like Duke, Auburn, and Alabama, and maybe Houston doesn't have a bad loss. I don't know. I'd have to like go through the list right now.
That's good company though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it just listen. Now they just played themselves off of number 1 seed right there.
No, disagree. They fell from the 2 overall to the 3 overall.
No
what people are reporting.
Way. You just lost 2 in a row. I know you just did that, but then like Duke, Florida, and Auburn is ahead of Alabama right now.
That's what's being reported. We fell from the 2 overall to the 3 overall.
Tell me how Florida is not ahead. Like, just tell me, in your opinion,
we'll see. We're going to play them. It's all going to shake out. We're going to play. I'm not worried about seeds.
You're not worried. You should be worried. You got to be worried about seeds. You want to be a 1.
Seeds. Yeah, we went to the Final Four as a 4 last year. Like, I'm not too worried about it. It all depends on matchup. I'm more worried about matchups.
All right.
The seeding
line doesn't matter.
The seeding line does matter, and you know that.
It doesn't.
Yes, it does.
I disagree with you very hardly on this.
Dude, if you're a 6 seed, it's a harder route.
But if you're a 6 seed, I agree more with
we're not going to fall from a 1 to a 6.
I understand, but we're just saying seeds don't matter.
No, but I think Rico's perspective is like if they're a 1 or a 3, does it matter that much?
Yes, I think it does.
I don't think it does, depending on the matchup. Like if you're a 1 seed with a bad 2 seed, like you have a team on the 2 seed line that's bad, is it worth having the 1 seed?
Of course, of course, it comes down to like your matchups, obviously. But if you can be a 1 seed, you'd rather be a 1 seed because you're playing a dog shit team the first time, and then this year you might get fucked with an 8 or a 9. But like, there's also really good 7s this year, so it's like is 2 seeds also tough. You'd rather be the 1.
Of course, but is it that much to be concerned about though?
Concerned,
is it worth?
No.
Like,
I don't think it's concerned, but I do think if I had the chance, because the 1, I'd rather the 1.
Yeah, I think everyone would. Right, I know it's a hot take.
They're saying it doesn't matter.
No, they're saying. I think it's saying like in scope of things that matter a lot. This wouldn't be on there. I think is what they're trying to say.
To
Rico's point, they went to the Final Four. What was it last year? Was it 4, Rico?
4.
Yeah,
a week of last year.
I know, but Rico, I found someone famous from Jonesboro, Arkansas here.
Oh, yeah, who's that?
Wes Bentley. He's the kid in American Beauty with the plastic bag. And then he also he's in Yellowstone. So that's pretty good. I mean, that's a big name, Wes Bentley. That's a big name.
Yeah, it's a big name.
This
Say
isn't a bad
Rico,
place.
If you lose on Saturday, it's a disaster.
Oh no.
It's
Saturday
at home.
would be a losing.
At home
Saturday would be a
against
losing
Kentucky,
streak.
like at home, you're better than Kentucky. Obviously,
Yeah,
it's not.
Saturday would be a
It wouldn't be a
losing streak.
bad
Kentucky's,
loss.
I think, down.
Disaster.
I think Kentucky's down, guys. Yeah, Saturday would be a disaster.
Disaster.
Why are you playing all these hard? I feel like they're playing a ton of hard games.
It's the SEC.
This is the hardest stretch of the schedule,
SEC,
potentially.
bro.
Ever.
They also didn't play any of these.
Up with the easier,
They didn't play any of these. They didn't play a lot of hard teams
in the SEC.
in
We
the
loaded
first
up with
one.
the easier part. Now it's the harder part. So we'll
All
see.
right.
How many clipboards does Coach Oates have?
Listen, everyone's saying he destroyed it. What I saw was the tool's not working. You change out the tool. Like, how many times have you scribbled with a pen, it doesn't work, and you throw it to the desk? Like, it's very simple, bro.
Or you use
Change
a
the
Sharpie
tool.
on a dry erase board, Phil.
Good one, Clemmer.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
exactly. You just change up your tools. It was not
Change it
a
up.
moment of rage.
It wasn't a moment of rage.
It was not a moment of rage. The tool was just not working. He changed up the tool. You wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if every coach across the country starts doing it.
I would be very surprised if
Trendsetter.
every single pro coach started to do that.
Rico didn't want a high noon that day.
You
Change
still-
up the tool. That's all. It's that easy.
You don't think
Exactly.
you don't want to? You're not going to text him? Go ahead, coach. We know
No,
you
we
got
can't
this.
because they can't. It can't. We don't do it after loss.
You don't do it after losses.
Yeah, we don't do it after losses.
All right. Well, thank you, Rico.
All right. See you tomorrow.
Safe
See you
travels back.
tomorrow.
See you, Rico.
Jonesboro. That's Jonesboro Rico right there.
Rico from
Arkansas State
Arkansas.
Rico. I don't know. Alabama. I was told Alabama is this 11 deep, and they keep losing, and I just keep getting upset. You know, I have to keep telling people, if you tell me they're 11 deep, and then they keep going down to 9 deep, they keep losing 2 in a row. I couldn't even imagine losing 2 games in a row right now.
Good.
I
And then,
couldn't even
and
imagine.
then a tough
doing
game on
You
the.
guys are such assholes.
docket.
I want to root for Duke so bad.
it. Clement, we couldn't even. We're not going to lose the rest of the year.
I mean, we
We have one chance to lose the rest. We have one chance maybe on Saturday, but we're not going to lose to them either.
You think Cooper Flag is going to be satisfied losing 2 in a row? Like, you think
It would never happen. They would never lose 2 in a row.
not going to happen?
He also
No, it's
National
impossible.
Player of the Year is him.
Yeah. I mean, unless there's like a wet spot again. If the guy trips and falls one more time with the game on the line.
And he wants to come back next year.
He does want to come back next year.
Is that for real?
Can we say that really quick? There's no fucking chance he comes back next
There's
year.
no way, right?
He already said, like, there's no way. But he did say, it's like, I would love to come back. Like, he was, like, you know when people go home for the holidays?
Yeah.
It was him, Malawak, and Proctor. And Malawak's from, where is he from?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I forgot.
No, there.
No, he played in the Olympics for the team.
You have it.
You have it. You know it, too.
It's a foreign country. I'm not even going to try
and
to.
then
I'm not even going to try to.
Proctor's from Australia.
Okay.
So like they didn't obviously go, and he stayed with them and just had Duke. He loves Duke that much, and he's like, he did a whole article about it. If he came back, oh my God,
It would change the landscape of college basketball forever.
yeah. And
What?
It would
It
show.
definitely would.
It would show that people could stay in college and that you can make a living. Like
I think that would be an aberration. I don't think people. I think people
It
would
would
still
cha-
jump to the NBA. I think it would change the landscape of college basketball for next year.
I think it would still be
it would
like
set a precedent.
it'd be like, oh well, Cooper Flag did it and still went #1 the next year as well.
Exactly.
And he still made $5 to $10 million at Duke. And it's like if he won, or if they lost this year and then came back and won a championship with the next class, changed the landscape.
What if he stays
I'm
all
with
4
it.
years?
Like you're looking at someone that's been a #1 pick lock for basically 2 to 3 years now, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Deciding after his freshman year where he wins National Player of the Year, and it's like, all right, you're going to be the consensus #1 pick, and him just saying, no, I'm going to go back to college, make money, party my ass off, and like this is an option that you can do if you feel like it.
Yeah.
That would change the way that people and analysts would look at if players will go back or not.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about pronounce his last name.
Malawak.
He's from South Sudan.
South Sudan.
Yeah.
A tough one to pronounce, guys.
I just didn't know where it was from.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
You said like I wouldn't even. You made it sound like
I'm just saying it's a foreign country. I'm not even going to try to guess which
Yeah, I
one
didn't
it is.
know which one it was. I just knew that it
Yeah.
was in the Olympics.
Yeah, it's in South Sudan.
You know why now that it makes sense when you're like he played in the Olympics because they almost didn't they have a huge upset?
Yes, they almost beat USA.
They almost beat USA.
Right,
South Sudan did well.
And he scored like 12 points that game, and I was like, this guy is. And he also just started playing basketball like 3 years ago.
Also, very quickly when we were on Olympic basketball talk, I know your team that don't want the documentary or don't want that behind the scenes lookout, like the Hard Knocks.
Not what I said.
No, I know you don't want to write it out right away.
I would love a year.
Right, I get it.
But I heard it's awesome.
Right, and I just want to. It feels like a Hard Knocks more from the stuff that's coming out. That clip of the Siberian national team locker room throwing a fit over Kevin Durant being like 12 for 12 from the field and being like nobody can guard him. Masterclass.
Yeah, I gotta see. I gotta watch it.
All the clips that are coming out, I'm addicted to it.
Even they were thankful that Bam Adebayo was playing over Jason Tatum.
Were they?
This guy fucking sucks.
No, but like, that's what it is. They were like, "Oh, leave Bam open." Like.
Yesterday, I had to tell Dukes that Austin Reeves is a better third option than Drew Holiday.
I got so many people in my DMs telling me that Drew Holiday was
you
better.
have all Celtics fans with
no,
you.
I have loyalty.
I don't know if that's true.
Austin Reeves is a better
So,
third
Clement,
option
my
than
thing
Drew
is
Holiday.
like Drew Holiday's not our third option,
Correct.
but like for what he does, if we were like we need you to be our third option in scoring, his point per games would be up.
Of course.
his defense, how good he is on the defensive side of the ball.
If Drew Holiday was on the Lakers right now, he'd be the fourth option. That's fine. He's really good, but he'd be the fourth option.
I don't think he would be. I think they'd almost instantly become better if you traded Austin Reeves for Drew Holiday.
Yeah, I don't think so, but I mean,
Actually, I think it would help the Lakers a lot just because the defense more than
right,
which is a different argument.
I agree, but you see with Drew Holiday this year, like when he decides, like, okay, I'm going to play defense, like, oh, holy shit, like he still got it. Like he's definitely taken a step back from like always bringing it like night in, night out. But I just think that how good he is offensively is really being downplayed. That's it.
That's completely.
And I think they're
fine,
very
though.
comparable.
Yeah, it's a good argument. I want to ask you guys about college basketball again. When you have Dan Hurley, right? Mm-hmm. He's won 2 national championships in a row.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
I heard
this
about
year,
that.
he's getting shit on a ton.
Yep.
You're
Yeah.
a piece of shit, by the way.
Why?
What a comment.
I know.
I'm trying to set it up for the
No,
people.
I'm like yes-manning you.
No.
I'm trying to get you.
You said I heard of that.
I'm trying to keep you
that
going.
Was, you know that was bullshit.
I always say shit like that.
And he this year, it's truly doesn't matter what you do, it's what have you done for me lately. Because he's getting shit on this year for being angry and like pompous. He was doing the same thing last year. They were just winning more. They're also like not bad this year. They're gonna be a 7 seed or like it's bad for UConn status, maybe 8 seed. But like it's just so funny to me, like where it's like, oh, just because he was winning, it was cool last year.
Yeah, but that's how it works, so you know that.
No, but it's like they're still the national champions. You know, like it hasn't like I know like in 2-3 years it's like if he haven't won, he's still doing it. It's like all right, we get it. They still are 2 in a row. I feel like I wore off quickly. I
think it's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous the criticism he's getting, but I think he also is kind of putting himself in a position to. I think he might always embrace it. It's like that way the pressure kind of falls more on him than the team. I don't know. I think it's. I mean, the guy's a 2-time national champion.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, what do we like? His coaching style obviously works.
Don't you think, Dukes, that it's been like a lot of talk this year about it?
About Hurley?
Yeah.
So much.
Like nonstop, where it's like, bro, we all knew this is the guy he is, and it's like, what do we?
I
hate
hate
so
how
confused.
mad people get over. Like, I think it's great for.
Don't we all want that?
Yes.
Watch. It's just what the Big East was built on was not necessarily like players.
Yeah.
The Big East was built on coaches' personalities.
Yeah.
And we have so much personality in the Big East right now, and Dan Hurley's one of them. And if you feel, I feel like Hunter. I think Hunter is great for college basketball. A little less compared to other years, but when you feel hatred or love towards a player, that's like that you get a reaction. I like that.
Yes.
Dan Hurley like ignites a reaction from the people that I think is good. I think it's good for the game.
100%.
Didn't we go through a list pretty recently on this show of all the coaches that have retired recently? Like it's been kind of like the old generation's kind of gone, right? So you need new figures to rise up. And Dan Hurley is, whether you love him or hate him, he's a big figure in college basketball.
So
it's a good thing.
I was
We
saying
have
this yesterday.
2 old coaches left. Patino and Izzo.
I think people are just going to start retiring too, like younger.
How old's Bill Self?
I don't think the NIL is going to
Bill
make.
Self's like, but
I could see him
he's-
retiring at the end of the year.
Yeah, Bill Self is 3 then. That's a good call.
I could see him retiring. I could see him being done with NIL and just taking the Jay Wright thing.
I don't think so. He had heart, like he almost died last year, and he's still coaching.
I could see him retiring after the end of the year.
At this point, it doesn't. I can't even. I would like to see Tony Bennett coach Indiana.
It'd be hilarious.
So funny.
Would be funny.
It would be so funny. Malasek would be in shambles.
He would die. He would literally die.
Do you think Dan Hurley has any regrets about not taking a Lakers job, being like
What
the
the
highest
fuck
paid
are we
coach in
talking
NBA?
No.
Like,
I don't think
and
so.
zero regrets.
I do
Zero.
have to. I ask a
Okay.
question for you guys.
I don't think 0. I think a little bit of him was like, oh, that would have been cool.
Luka.
But like, yeah, having Luka and fucking LeBron and like this year, it's like.
But I think he knew the team he was like. I don't think this year surprises him. Like, if you gave him true hammer, like when he's home with his wife, I think he knew that they weren't going to win a championship.
No, I actually disagree.
Really?
They're worse than they were supposed to be.
That
They are-
much, but you don't think that he knew what he had though? He's a pretty
No.
savvy guy.
No, I don't. I think that UConn was supposed. McNeely also got hurt, like so he didn't know that was going to happen. He's like their best player.
Okay.
And a lot of the guys, I think, a lot of the guys are underperforming than that they should be.
UConn is worse than what they were supposed to. Like, it's weird. Some of the transfers, like on paper, coming into the year, if you looked at just on paper, I think Dan Hurley would be like, I can contend with this
Yeah,
team.
100%.
But I bet that Clemmer is right that after a few summer practices, he's like, oh,
He
these-
might have.
I do think that.
But like it's so weird with college basketball with these transfers, you don't know how they're going to fit.
True.
Like Kansas was the number 1 seed coming into the season. They're not ranked right now. It's crazy. And like that's happened with UNC. UNC was the number 1 ranked team coming into the season 1 year, like 2 years ago.
Nas Little team, I think it was.
What?
No,
No, it was like 2 years ago.
oh, I was thinking maybe like 5
that was the
years
R.J.
ago.
Davis, Caleb Love.
Yeah, and they didn't make the tournament, which is
Love
like
triangle year.
one of the craziest things like that happened. But I don't think he's. I think in a little bit of a way, he's like, yeah, I wish I coached the Lakers at one point, but like his family's here. It's just like a point of his life. Also, it's also you're the king of your school. Why would you almost like leave?
Question for you guys. So I was talking to Jack Mack about this yesterday. I think that Dan Hurley's relationship with the media right now, like he's in a position where if 10 years down the line he doesn't make another Final Four, do you think a narrative starts to flip in the sense like he got carried by Donovan Clingan?
Yeah, it could
Because
be.
I think that people will not, like media will start pouncing that story because I don't think the media likes him. I
But
think
bro,
that having
look at Belichick.
like Tom Izzo has a good relationship with the media, so everyone strokes him off for losing the Final Four.
Yeah, but look at Belichick. Doesn't have a
Right.
good relationship,
Agree.
and they're saying Tom
Right.
Brady's the
Right.
reason. So
Uh-huh.
it's like
No, you're 100% right.
it depends. I agree with that though. I mean,
I don't know if it's gonna be Clingan, but just
not
be like, was
Clingan,
that just
it's
a
like,
2-year
oh,
fluke?
Yeah, they came back. They got lucky, or like
Right.
he got lucky with the roster.
Just try to make a narrative around it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
100%.
Well,
That's like
the great
what happened with
ones.
Hubert Davis. He got lucky with the roster.
Yeah, Hubert Davis is fascinating because for
No
sure,
one's talking about him.
sure. But then last year he figured it out again, and he brought in someone like Cormac Ryan, who I thought was one of, like the most underrated player in the country last year. And they were the 1 seed. They lose to Bama. Like they're up 4 on Bama with 45 seconds to go, and you're looking at probably another Final Four, and you're looking at 2 Final Four trips. Then two like, in 4 years, 2 years you might not make the tournament. 2 years you're at the Final Four.
Yeah,
That would have been a crazy resume.
wild. What were you saying?
I said the great ones go in it with like different rosters. Like,
Exactly.
You know, that's just a sign. But the fact that Hurley's even in that discussion shows you how accomplished he is. Though.
Yeah,
The
100%.
fact that we're having that kind of talk.
Because even last year was foundational pieces, but you lost your superstars.
Yeah.
Like you did lose Sonogo. Klingan wasn't like Sonogo played more minutes than Klingan in his freshman year.
Yeah, but that's
You had
also just what happens when like.
No, I
like,
agree, but you had Jordan Hawkins lottery pick. Then you had Andre Jackson go to the Bucks.
Yeah.
You had all these players leave, and then you just fill it in.
No, I know. That's why recruiting, the whole college sports suck. Cause I would hate to be a college coach. Hate it. All right, let's move on to baseball real fast.
Okay.
I have a trivia question for the fellas. Let me know if it's easy or not. What are the 3 teams in the MLB that never have an MVP on the team?
Ooh.
Mets
You
are
like
one.
that question, huh?
Ew.
Mets are 1, correct.
Devil Rays or Rays?
2.
The Padres? I'm trying to think.
Nope. They had one.
Yes.
Bad community.
There we go. Did the Rockies ever have an MVP?
Yep.
The Blue Jays.
Yep. They've had one.
They had one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, George Bell, right?
Yep.
Wait, who do we have right now? We have Mets and Rays.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's one more. All right, good. This is a good question, though.
Good question.
Shout out Pavs.
I feel like it's a team on like the West. But we already said it's not. What are teams we crossed off already?
I mean, the Rangers had Juan Gonzalez. We're going to the West.
Stump the baseball boys.
The Rockies have had an MVP?
Yeah.
What year did I miss?
I don't know what year it was, but I'm guessing
Helton, right?
Helton had one.
I don't know the third one. I think I might know.
Stumped.
Diamondbacks.
Bang.
There we go. Good.
Diamondbacks. All right, good question.
Should have come up with that faster. That was a good question.
Good
That is
question.
a good
Let
question.
me think.
Crazy the Mets haven't had one. Not even like trolling.
I know.
Like,
Well,
with the players that they've had, it's crazy.
Think about it. The Mets, though, their strength for almost the entire franchise has been the pitching.
Yeah.
So they've had
Still,
multiple
like,
Cy Youngs.
Strawberry
Tom
didn't get
Seaver.
one.
I know. Kim McReynolds finished second one year, I believe. But you think about the pitching, though. Tom Seaver, Dwight Gooden.
Yeah.
You go through Jerry Kuzman. You go through the list, and it's almost all pitchers that were great. You did have Piazza for a little while. But yeah, I know. It's funny, right? Mets have never had MVP. They're going to have one, though, when Juan Soto gets one, and then you're going to cry. You're going to cry. Like,
Yeah. Juan Soto's going to get one over
Shohei
Ohtani.
Ohtani's going to win the next 8 MVPs. Clemmer, we don't have a chance.
see about that.
Do you have no,
Voters get fatigue.
Holy shit.
I hope so.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull something up really quick.
Oh, no, you're pulling up.
Biz just got community notes. Bad.
Oh, no.
Duke did a holy shit to this as
know.
well.
It's shocking. It's shocking stuff.
This is a lot of hype for...
Yes, the country will have national emergency if team loses. Oh, gosh. He was far from a star than that could be considered the pinnacle of his career. President never played for Canada again. His fame post.
What does it matter if he was a good player or not?
No, it doesn't. It says ex-Team
Meme.
Canada star. Says country. It's talking about
Oh,
Biz.
I
And then
see.
it says Biz may have played for Team
Meme.
Canada as a teenager.
understand.
He was far
Meme.
from
So
a
it was more
star.
the Fox News just had a
He was far
Labeled
from a
incorrectly.
star.
Mean.
Mean.
I'm a biz guy. Mean. Not today, though. Fuck Canada.
Oh, fuck Canada.
I'm very excited for today. I'll go back into baseball, ask you a couple questions. But today, we got to talk about it quick. Did you watch the game?
No.
Wow.
The hockey game on Sunday?
Yeah.
I was watching SNL.
No, wait. Was it Sunday? No.
Sunday?
Was it Sunday? When was the hockey game?
Or whatever game was on, I did not watch it.
Yeah, I guess you
I
didn't
did not watch it. I promise you, I did not watch it.
It was
and I heard it was great. I heard it was you had
Fights.
fights and everything else. Yeah.
Hockey is the best when this is the difference of like the NBA All-Star game when they're playing for their country and this thing that I didn't even know was happening. But it was
absolutely.
like they're fighting for it, like the way that they're all talking shit to each other about having group chats and like, oh, like this doesn't matter to us, and like tonight's in Boston, fucking USA, Canada. Is it the championship tonight?
Yes, sir.
It's gonna be incredible.
So this ends the whole thing tonight.
Yeah, Brad
wow.
Marchand probably will get booed tonight.
He should get booed.
That's funny.
If Boston fans are smart, they boo him. As
and he'll
knowing
take-
it's okay.
I think he had a clip on a podcast where he was like, I think he kind of wants
Kind of
to
wants
get,
it. Yeah, because also Boston fans need to know to boo him. If you don't, you're crazy. Crazy to me.
Do you think I like hockey. I like hockey a lot. I'm not knowledgeable about it. But do you think if a player gets hurt tonight, like say Kachuk, the Panthers fans are pissed?
No,
Yes.
I don't. I really don't. Hockey fans are crazy.
Oh, that's
and
true, I guess.
Because it's
they're-
a great question.
Well, Charlie McAvoy got hurt, right? The Bruins, and I saw some people were upset about that.
Exactly. I don't know exactly what happened. I know it was an upper body
Yeah.
respiratory
So,
thing.
like-
That's how hurt they get.
Right. But
I mean,
it's your country.
Exactly.
yeah, but like when the Mets, Edwin Diaz obviously wasn't playing for America, but like when he got hurt, I was
Different.
devastated.
Different.
For sure.
Baseball's different because it's like they're fucked. He's been fucked. You know, Diaz.
Diaz has been fucked.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
World Baseball
Like he was out
Classic's
for the
also weird.
entire
Oh, for the year. Oh, for the
and
year.
World Baseball Classic is also not really like the Olympics in a weird way. I know
neither
it
is
is.
this.
Yeah,
I
but
know,
this
but it's
is USA Canada.
Hockey is just so different than
Yeah.
baseball, where it's like just with Miracle the movie basically, and like
We're so close to being better than Canada at hockey.
and we've never been like we've never been better.
Like we're right on the cusp of being like, oh no, we're on an even playing field now.
Yes. I don't know. It's just a different feel of hockey. It just really is. Baseball, it's like
You think people drop the gloves tonight right away? Are we going to see that, or when?
I don't think so.
Do you think they drop them at all during these three periods?
Yes, I think they definitely drop them, but I don't think you can recreate. It was because even the guys were saying it was so organic the way it happened in the first game. They were like, I don't think they're going to like force a fight.
The other part is this game's in the middle of the season, like whereas the World Baseball Classic, a guy gets injured in March, you're shit out of luck. No one's trading their players in March to help you out. You gotta wait 4 months till the trade deadline. Whereas you have an injury now, you're still time to like get a trade done if someone.
I think you have it backwards. You have
How?
If a guy gets hurt in March, I have plenty of time to get somebody. If he gets hurt now, I have less time.
Who's selling players in March? Who's selling players 2 weeks before opening day?
That's happened before, Phil. We talked about Craig Kimbrell.
It rarely happens.
All right, but it
rarely
really
happens.
happened in a.
It rarely happens. So what did the Mets do when Edwin Diaz got hurt?
We didn't do anything.
Because no one was giving away players.
All right, Phil. But you also have the rest. You're so annoying.
How am I annoying if I'm proving facts?
You're not proving facts. You also still have May, June, and July to make a trade
and
for
no
a
one's
closer.
trading players in that time span.
What are you talking about? They are trading players in July. You're wrong.
They aren't. Yeah, they're trading players in fucking July. I said you had to wait 4 months.
Okay, but you still have time to get it. Where if a guy gets hurt now, we have much less time.
No, because you have teams are more likely to trade closer to the deadline.
When's the trade deadline in the NHL?
Like a month from now.
No. When is that? I want a date. Someone look it up. Look it up, Phil. I want Phil to look it up.
Yeah, look it up, bitch.
Look up when's the trade deadline in the NHL?
NHL trade deadline.
Mm-hmm.
March 7th.
Okay, it's February 20th, so you don't have a month. You have a couple weeks.
You have 2 weeks to figure it out.
You think that's more ideal than a guy getting hurt in March if you need to make a player
Because teams are more willing to give away players closer to a deadline as opposed to 4 months out.
Or 3 months out, or 2 months out, or 1 month out.
Yes.
You think that's favorable?
I think the closer you are to a deadline, the more likely you are to have a trade get done. I think that's...
Even though...
Yes.
You had all of July to get a trade done. In theory, you were much
You're not waiting till fucking July.
Okay. But once again, we also did mention Craig Kimbrell was traded a couple days before.
Yeah, it's rare.
It's rare. But
it
does
happen this year with Luis Robert or Dylan Cease.
Right,
I'm saying it's rare.
It could happen, though.
It's unlikely.
Right. Okay. But that's favorable. 4 months is worse than 2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Phil logic.
I just bodied you completely in this argument.
You did not. You came off as a moron. Doesn't understand time.
You come off as a moron.
You literally don't understand how time works.
You don't understand how trades get done.
Oh, I don't.
No.
Even though I brought up examples where it did happen. By the way, also, Marquise Grissom, Kenny Lofton, that deal happened about a day before spring training.
You're bringing up like the fucking 90s now?
Okay, you said first it never happened. Now it rarely gets done. Now I'm giving you examples, including one example.
It rarely gets done now also because the draft is in July. Teams also don't like trading away prospects in June.
Right, but you still could do it, and you could still make a move once again. You have all of July as opposed to 2 weeks in February and March. But that's less ideal.
Yes, it is less ideal because deals get closer. The closer you are to a deadline, the more likely you are to have a deal get done. That's how it is in every sport.
But you still would have that same ability if you had 4 months.
And what's the asking price when it happens in March? Teams are gonna bend you over.
Sure, but you can still make the deal in May. You can't do that.
And teams are still gonna bend you over because they don't have to make a decision for 2 months.
Or you can still make the deal in June. You just don't have that ability in hockey. You only have 2 weeks, Phil. It's worse.
Yeah, you have 2 weeks. Get shit done. It's that quick. You're not sitting around all season and be like, damn, we really need a guy.
This guy's an asshole.
I don't know how to
You really not,
so just
the closer you are to a deadline.
I just want to boil this down, just so I understand in my brain. You're saying 2 weeks is better than 4 months, even though in those 4 months you'd have the same 2 week period, correct?
Yes, because the closer you are to a deadline, the more likely something is to get done in that time frame.
Mm-hmm. But you also have that same window in 4 months as well.
Okay, so. Oh my God. So if everything just gets done so quick, why is it's MLB offseason? Why do players wait 4 months to fucking sign, knowing they have all winter?
That's a totally different...
How is it different? If things are closer to a deadline to happening, then why are we waiting all this time?
But you still have that same proximity to deadline in the 4 month period, Phil. You still have those same 2 weeks available to you. There's still those last 2 weeks still available.
One more time.
Yep.
Okay, actually, let me give you an example.
Okay.
Let's say I give you an assignment that takes... The due date is July something.
Mm-hmm.
Are you more likely to do that today, or are you more likely to do that in June?
Okay, Phil. Well, by that same rationale, is it better to have 4 months to get that done or 2 weeks?
If you do it in 2 weeks, it's more likely to get done.
But I still have the same 2 weeks in the 4 month period, you fucking moron.
This is such a dumb argument.
You got
Yep.
go in and kick his ass.
I have literally no. Like, this is the most pointless
So stupid, Phil.
conversation.
It just shows you how.
This just shows you how stubborn you are.
No, it shows it's exactly right. It shows how stubborn you are, Phil.
So
the fact that you're literally saying 2 weeks is better than 4 months. That's just so dumb.
Yes, because the closer you are to a
just
deadline.
say you're wrong and move
no,
on.
I'm not saying I'm wrong
Saquon
on
Barkley's
this.
a coward. You can't admit that
Oh,
he's
now
not
we're
a
bringing
coward.
all this other stuff.
Yeah, because you never say you're wrong. That's why.
Oh, I'm clamor.
Well said, Phil.
That was crazy.
Go stand in the fucking box and get compact.
What?
What?
What does that even mean?
Wait, are you saying go get compact?
What does
In a
that
box?
mean, Phil? What?
Why are you so mad about this?
Because this is I feel very right about this. And Plummer's like, oh, you're a fucking idiot.
No.
Well, you are.
Well, you are.
Okay.
Okay, well said.
Should I do a 5-minute poll?
Yeah. Say who's an idiot.
Oh, no, I mean...
No, say who won.
No, not even that. Just like ask the question. What would you rather have, 4 months or 2
ask
weeks?
the question. Dude,
But
ask
what's
the
Dumb.
question.
It's such a stupid take,
But what
Phil.
is more likely to get done?
Ask
But
the
you still have the
question.
same last 2 weeks, though, Phil, into 4 months. You still have that same proximity to the deadline, though.
Dude, say the question out loud so you don't fuck it up on the tweet.
I'm going to just do it in the YouTube poll.
Oh, and YouTube. Okay, that's fine.
This is just outrageous.
We should have. I wish one of our listeners.
I'm surprised you didn't chime in.
I do like how disgusted
It's
Meek
so
is right
stupid.
Because we lived through
Both.
it.
I understand. Like, obviously, you'll want 4 months to make it.
Of course, because you still have those last 2 weeks.
I get where like you're both right.
No.
No, there's a way where Phil is like, when you have 2 weeks left, it's like we know we need this right now, but you know you need that as well. It's the same fucking thing.
But you
have to
also
do
have
it.
that same need on July 14th.
Yeah, I'd rather
And,
have
like,
4
what-
months.
Of
Yeah.
course you would.
So
Everyone
should I
would.
just say who is right?
Whatever you want.
Yeah, say who is right. Or who's an idiot.
I mean, we're both idiots, but who's more of an idiot here about this specific,
Oh,
specific thing?
man, that was something. Well,
That's why we go into some shows like, oh, what are we going to talk about? And then we just go on like a 10-minute rant.
no,
on
we never
this.
say what we're going to talk about.
Well,
It's one person.
That's true.
Well, after the Super Bowl.
Today, though,
I
today
asked
I was
that.
like, oh, this is a tough one. But that's
No,
right.
there's a bunch that I meant to
never,
ask you,
I will
'cause-
say, I never once thought Phil would understand how time worked. That was a new one.
I never thought you'd understand how deadlines work.
I got to move on. We'll wait till the polls, though. We'll come back to it.
You say Kikuchi, opening day starter for the
Shut
Angels.
up. Shut up. Don't switch it to it. I want to ask you a couple questions. Red Sox.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna figure it out, but I do think it. We were talking about it yesterday a little bit. The Cassis thing was the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen. Like, I don't know if he knows that you can just say, "Decision's not up to me. Let's give it to Cora." Like, Cora will
I
make the
kind of
decision.
like when guys just shoot up, like just say crazy shit.
I do, but
more
if
fun.
I'm a Red Sox fan, I'd be fucking furious because you just got a third baseman that's like a very
Very good defensive third baseman, yes.
But like,
Replacing someone who's not a very good third baseman.
but that is your franchise player. He's been through it, the good. He's been through the bad. He's been good the entire time as a hitter.
Absolutely.
I understand his aspect of being like, I'm the third baseman. I think that's completely okay as well. I there is a little respect thing.
Well, to me, this has nothing to do with Cassis. It's nothing to do with Devers. It's nothing to do with Bregman. It has to do with the front office.
Oh
and
no,
John Henry.
1,000%.
Like, how do you not talk to your star player about that? How do you not kind of loop him? Like you said, Marty, he's the guy that's been there. He's the franchise player.
Yes.
How is he not involved with, hey, look, here, we're going to get Bregman. We're going to do this. How does that work for you? It sounds like there was none of these conversations.
I don't even know about like.
And I'm not saying you need him to sign
I don't
off on
think
it.
that
Just
you
keep
need
him
to
in the
even
loop.
tell him during it. Like, also the Bregman's been a free agent for 2-3 months now.
Yeah.
A really long time, where that's where you can talk to Devers during and being like, hey, we actually might have a chance at him. Like, what do you think? Like, at least talk to him about it. And then, like, again, it's not up to him, but if you will still want to make decisions, at least he knew. Like,
Keep him in the loop with stuff. And I
why
think
not talk to him after too?
that's what I'm saying. Like, literally after you sign him, the next phone call should be to Devers. Be like, hey, here's the deal. We had a chance to get Bregman. Makes the team better. Let's talk about positions and kind of how that's all going to work out.
Or you talk to Bregman and you're like, listen, we're not moving Devers. So if that's what you really
That
want,
would be bad for the team, though.
1,000%. But I'm just saying, at least talk to somebody like because now Bregman comes in. That's a weird situation for him to be
Right.
in.
It puts Bregman in a bad spot.
A really bad spot where he doesn't know what to like. Clubhouse problems already. You got your team got better, and you have clubhouse problems.
Yes.
That's a problem. That's a front office problem, and that's how stupid the Red Sox are. But the Red Sox got better this offseason, 1,000%. Crochet, Bregman,
Walker Buehler.
Walker Buehler.
I like
I don't know
some
how
of the
he's
stuff
going
the Red
to be,
Sox
but yeah, The AL East is all the top teams in the AL for the World Series now. Has to be.
I mean, you got the Rangers. I think are still pretty good.
Rangers, it just depends on. It's a lot of question marks.
Astros took a step back this year.
A huge step back.
I don't know how you can say otherwise.
You could let your two best, like you let go of your best
Tucker,
hitter.
Yeah.
You let go of your third baseman.
Yep.
Altuve's playing left field now.
I know.
Presley's gone. I know that's not a huge thing, but like that's still an arm.
They did go and get Christian Walker.
Yeah.
Which will help, but if you look at it,
lost a lot of pieces.
You look at the ledger of plus and minuses.
Yeah,
there's more minuses than pluses for the Astros for sure. No, I think the key teams in the American League, you're absolutely right, Matty, are in the AL East. 100%. I do think the Yankees are the best of that bunch.
Definitely.
I think the Orioles now have gotten to the point where people are shitting them so much they've almost become underrated. I think they're better than people are saying now.
I still think the Red Sox are better than them right now.
I don't know.
Maybe. I think pitching wise, they're just better. Like adding Bregman, I think got them over them a little bit. I really do. I think they're still close. I don't think it's like a crazy.
But even the Yankees have major issues. You don't have a third baseman. Stanton's already hurt. Like there's problems.
You got problems too.
Once again, nothing to do with that. I'm talking about simply the American League East.
You know when you
American
say
League
Yankees have problems. No, the third base is a problem. I think I've convinced myself Oswaldo Cabrera just needs to be the everyday third baseman, and then we figure it out. I know it's not the best option.
I'd rather that than LeMahieu.
I don't. Yes, 1,000%. LeMahieu also took 3 months off of hitting, so I don't know why. But
actually, I think he took longer. I think a whole season off last year.
Yeah, he took a whole season off, and then another 3 months. I'm like, I think he should probably have been working on it. I know he was hurt, whatever. But and then you have. You just got to give someone the clear shot early. I don't want this mix and match. When you mix and match, it doesn't work. You need to give confidence to some players. And when Oswaldo Cabrera plays every 2 games a week, you can't get in the fucking rhythm. I want to start it off, and someone gets hurt, if they don't, or whatever it happens, then you plug and play. But Stanton, tennis elbows, not good.
Not good.
2 with an S, not good.
No.
It's just like, as a Yankee fan, listen, I just wait for him for October at this point.
He kind of does too.
What am I supposed to? We're good enough to get to October. If he's gonna hit like he does in October, I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I'm used to it now. I'm used to him being hurt, but was unbelievable in the playoffs this year.
He kicks in different gear.
It's like, you know what? What am I gonna do? It's full year Dominguez. I'm very excited about that. Our pitching got a lot better. Our bullpen got better. But Mets, also I want to talk to you. Montas, that does fuck you guys in a way where it's like, even though what you think about Montas, that was an arm. That was a starting pitcher. Yeah. And then now it's like Clay Holmes is definitely going to be a starting pitcher. Then you have, who you're filling in for Montas now?
Well, it'd probably be like McGill, potentially. Although it sounds like Blackburn's going to be ready to go now, they say. So probably Blackburn will take that spot, I think, right now. And that assumes he's going to be healthy for opening day.
Clommer, we both know how this works.
It's going to be Jose Quintana.
Tyler McGill somehow, some way, will be in the opening day rotation.
Well, Tyler McGill has to get 15 starts. I think it's an MLB rule. Every year he has to get 15 starts.
It's a law. Like Tyler McGill has voodoo dolls that just injure pitchers ahead of him on a depth chart every year.
If I'm Cohen, I am on the phone with the Padres all day, every day.
Well, that's the dream. If I'm the Yankees, I'm on the phone with the Cardinals to get Arenado there. So we each have guys that each team should be getting, but we're not getting.
You have to admit too, though. Like, we got Goldschmidt, he's old. Arenado is also
better than Cabrera. Or
is he? I really don't know. I have no idea.
I think so.
He's not even a joke.
He's still pretty.
No idea.
Like, he can't hit like he used to. He's kind of a basic hitter, but his defense is still pretty decent. Now he could age. Third baseman's fall off a cliff like that, so he could be horrible this year. But I think he's.
But like defensively, like Oswaldo Cabrera will be fine defensively.
I think Arenado's like really good defensively. I'm saying though,
he is, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
You can get him for nothing.
Yeah, we already got Goldschmidt for nothing. It's just adding them both is just like, I don't know. I really don't know. It's a weird situation, the third base thing. We were never in on Bregman.
No, because the Yankees are unfortunately a little cheap. Well, cheapy compared to the Mets.
Definitely not.
Compared to the Mets. Cheap.
What do you mean? We're spending.
Actually, I would say very cheap compared to the revenue they bring in every year. They should be Dodge number one, fine.
You should be embarrassed as a fan, honestly, especially as a Sunday season ticket holder.
Yes, I am.
You should be embarrassed, and also Meek Phil should be embarrassed as well.
Why should we be embarrassed?
And Frank the Tank should be embarrassed.
Why should we be embarrassed?
18th best in fucking
I can only control myself.
Yeah, you didn't go to enough games.
I went to.
I went to at least like 25 games last year.
Phil and I each go to a ton of games.
18th.
You ever black out at Citi Field? Like you ever like?
No, I've gotten
Marty,
close,
why don't you become a season ticket holder before you start throwing? Why don't you become a season ticket holder of the Yankees?
My team
You go to like 2 games a year.
My fans show up.
I looked into it.
show up.
I looked into becoming a season ticket holder.
For the Mets?
Yes.
All right.
I was trying to buy the.
Oh my God! Wait, is that real?
Don't say it.
This is.
He's shaking.
I'm very excited to see what this
It
is.
must
No,
be
like, this
Mets.
is not like.
I know. I can
No,
tell your
it
voice.
better be big because this
I
is.
kind of hope it's not.
It's got to be Mets.
It's NBA.
NBA.
It's got to be.
Okay, this isn't like.
No.
This
It's
is
pretty crazy.
This is massive. What are we talking about, Duke? Can you help
Oh,
me out here?
it's the Spurs logo.
It's Wemby's shoulders.
Breaking.
Like.
This is my pick of the night. Was the Spurs tonight? This could be bad.
This is awful for you.
This is bad.
What do you think this is gonna say?
Not good. All right, not good.
So, I'm not shocked.
Is my reaction warranted here?
What happened? No.
No, probably not.
I'm not
Not
gonna
for
lie.
a grown man.
Yeah, they're a
no.
12
Yeah, for a grown man,
But they're
no.
also,
But like,
they're
I got
also
my
a
shit.
12
It's
seed in the
crazy.
fucking West.
Right. That's.
They're not like
I'll push back. Actually, Phil and I jumped on the Spurs bandwagon over the break here. And
I bet.
Oh, tell me about it. Not good. I'm not out
They're
to
a 12 seed.
That was a good start
It's
this
not
year.
like it's like LeBron's out for the
Right.
end of the year.
And also, a tall guy being like shut down for the rest of the season just to be like, we're Washington next.
Oh, I don't know.
Is he hurt? Like, is he hurt, or they're just like, fuck?
I think it's more of a shutdown than
No,
unless
it's
a torn ACL.
Can I say what it is?
Yes, please do.
A
Phil.
deep
Yes.
vein thrombosis in his right shoulder.
Really?
Yeah,
Is that like
listen, these skinny tall guys.
Is that like?
Can I please
Is that
talk
like
now?
what David Cohn had in '95? Like they said, it could be like a stroke. Is it that serious, or
I'm
is it something
googling
different?
what deep vein thrombosis is.
I want to say thrombosis is what David Cohn had.
It's a blood clot in a deep vein.
blood clot. That's what Cohn had in like '96, and they had to shut him down for like
Isn't
a long
this
time.
what Chris Bosh had to retire with?
I thought that was in his. It was blood clots for sure. Phil. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right because he had to take the blood thinners. But I thought that was in his legs. I could be wrong.
Let's go back to that fucking reaction.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like.
Well, yeah, one of the stars in the NBA just suddenly just missing the rest of the season.
yeah, but it's not even it's not your team. Like you act like.
Wasn't your team? They're the 12th seed in the West.
Yeah, but
When's the last time you reacted?
I have
to
their
that?
win
Like for
total
sports?
over.
Maybe like 12 when you were 12, 13. I would have reacted that I was 12.
And oh
You know
my
what would have been
god.
shocking? SGA being out for the year. Jason Tatum being out for the
I
year.
have their win
Yeah.
total over though.
Yeah, no, I'm with that. Either one of those. LeBron.
I had the same reaction, Phil. When
Darius Garland would have given me that reaction.
you would say, "Oh
wouldn't
my
have got
God,"
mine.
like that, and stand up and put your hands in
That
your
wouldn't have
hair.
got mine. He jumped. Dude, he
I think that's
jumped
the cutoff.
over
I
you.
think Darius Garland would be the cutoff.
Dude,
wow,
he
that's
jumped
crazy.
over you to type that in.
was
I had to
typing.
make sure it wasn't fake.
And he was shaking.
He was typing,
Yeah.
and I could feel his elbow shaking
Yeah.
with like excitement.
When he does this, he does this.
Excitement.
No, he wasn't excited. He was upset.
I mean, he loves injuries.
I had the same.
does.
I had the same exact reaction when Magic Johnson said he had AIDS. I was like, "Oh my God!" And I had my hands in my hair.
That
I
was-
was trembling.
that must have been the first.
It was
That'd be crazy.
crazy.
What year was that?
91, right? 90, 91.
That'd be
the
crazy.
90s were crazy.
90s were crazy.
Crazy.
Great decade.
Was that might have been? Was that?
Not for
do,
that.
Do you think that was more? What was more shocking to find out? Like, what sounded more like fake news to you in the 90s to Chris Clemmer?
Well, we didn't really have fake news, but
OJ killing someone,
crazy.
or Magic Johnson has AIDS.
OJ killing someone had to be fucking. Imagine, like, I mean, dude,
Both-
think
Both
about.
sound like fake
But
headlines.
think about
You
this
thought
though.
the Luka
But
trade
think about
sounded
this.
fake?
Dude,
But
it
think
was
about this.
crazy.
Aaron Hernandez. When we found that out,
Yes.
we were like, "Bro, that's imagine the best ever." Like,
Who also was in commercials all the time, in the Naked
it's like
Gun.
the
Like, he
most
was
famous person.
everywhere.
Like, Aaron Hernandez was really good.
Were you
He's
shocked
playing
by?
football, O.J. Simpson.
Were you shocked by Aaron Hernandez?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, Aaron Hernandez was obviously really good, but that was one of the most shocking things I've
See,
ever seen.
Aaron Hernandez, though, I will say this as a Patriots fan. Again, you don't think a guy that like smokes pot in Florida is gonna kill someone. But like growing up, it was like you always kind of heard he's a bad apple, so it was like, oh, okay. Like OJ never seemed to give any inclination that
He
he
was
was a bad
the squeaky
apple.
clean guy.
Right.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's why that one's so.
The OJ
crazy.
one was crazy. I I guess I was more shocked with Magic because it was just so. Both were shocking. But the thing with the OJ boy was you did hear his ex-wife got killed, and so like once you hear that, you're always like, husband or ex-husband.
Always husband.
But like the Magic thing, literally, because he took a physical before the season was going to start, and then they had a press conference. You're like, oh my god,
Yeah, it's
that was crazy.
Crazy.
And I reacted just like Phil did.
The other part is the Spurs are now in the lottery race. What if Cooper Flag ends up there?
Oh my god, Phil, it's a great point.
If Cooper Flag is on the Spurs, I will be a Spurs fan.
Rigged too, right?
Rigged. 1000% rigged.
If Cooper Flag is on the Spurs,
If it's not rigged, it should be the Wizards get him.
can this become a Spurs show if Cooper Flag is on the Spurs?
Yeah, honestly, the Bulls would be he'd be pretty cool there, but I don't think they'll be good.
He's gonna end up on the fucking Pelicans or something fucking horrible.
The Jazz will be
Raptors.
the worst thing of all time. Raptors, he'll be like kind of good though.
You have a whole country behind you.
And like, is Brandon Ingram on the Raptors?
Yeah, Duke guys.
Yeah.
And R.J. Barrett's on the Raptors.
Ends up in Charlotte.
Charlotte would be great. They're on the up and up.
Think so?
Yeah.
Okay. The vote ended. Clemmer won. 51-49.
Is that close?
Wow.
Going back to the Sabrina Ionescu argument. Sabrina Ionescu smoked Clemmer.
Yes.
On Facebook?
Who did we say?
But we also said that does not show a true demographic.
Oh, you would agree Sabrina Ionescu is more famous than Ryan McMahon.
Oh, the Rockies guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, we fucking
Well, I guess so.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Based on
Are you about to go back on it?
Well, here's the only thing. So I think you're right. Knowing what I know now, I had never heard of her before last week.
So my dad, I asked. He's old. So originally older than you, Clemmer.
I would hope so.
What really helps your dad is older than
Watching out with a teenage dad,
So
which could happen, I guess.
what is it? That's my boy.
Yeah.
But my dad, when I first asked him, he was like, I don't know, and I just couldn't tell if he just like fresh remember question. And then the next night, we had a couple glasses of wine. He's like, "Where's Sabrina Ionescu?" And I was like, "Dude, what?" He's like, "Where's that girl that does the 3-point contest?" I was like, "I asked you that last night, and you said you had no idea." I was like, "Do you know who Anthony Rendon is?" He's like, "Not a clue." So I think there is an argument that like my dad knows Sabrina just by the 3-point contest.
Yeah, that certainly would help. That's why I have her ahead of Ryan McMahon, because of that 3-point contest. Ryan McMahon's never involved in anything like that.
Yeah.
And I like Ryan McMahon a lot.
Great guy. He was helping me a lot in that video I did. He's
Can
awesome.
you imagine though if that's a great
Update. Meeks won. 52-48.
Okay. Congratulations, Meek. That's how the Spurs got Tim Duncan. Was David Robinson got hurt, and then they lucked out in the lottery and they got Duncan ahead of my Celtics, who got screwed that
why do
year.
you think they're doing this then? Probably to.
It
Probably
sounds
doing
like
it.
Oh my God! So you're saying is this nefarious?
I think it's nefarious.
They gave him
Oh my
blood clots?
God.
What? They didn't know he had blood clots. Didn't he? Did he play in the All-Star game?
Yeah.
Did he get blood clots in 2 days?
Yeah.
So you find him, I guess. I wonder if this has less to do with the blood clots, more to do with the blood thinners. I don't know. I said though, David Cohen, this happened to him, and it was very serious because you could have a stroke.
Clement, give me your picks.
Well, I don't have a pick now. I will say I did pick the Spurs. +2. I guess I'll stick with that, I guess. I would hesitate against people maybe taking that. I'm guessing the line shifted quite a bit since I made this pick. It's now... Oh, maybe it's still at +2.
It's still +2.
All right, there you go. Spurs +2. What the hell? Let's go.
I'm going Team USA.
Playing the Suns, who have been kind of lousy. That's why.
Team USA -110. Ohio State -9.5. I actually had a good night in college basketball last night, which was fantastic. Thursday's a weird, not good day for college basketball. But I'm going USC +11.5 at Maryland. And then that's it. Dukes?
I don't know if I'm going to take anything at all today.
I'm on Devin Booker over 25.5 minus 25.5 points minus 115 because there's no Wemby factor now.
All right.
I know, I'm going to look into the NBA. I just hate how the lineups don't come out. I've gotten fucked by the lineups recently.
What do you mean, guys taking rest days, whatever? It is the All-Star break. You should have had a lot of time to rest. No one should take a rest day today. I would think. Although it's the NBA, these guys do this.
Well, just they don't release who's out till late.
Yeah.
They could be questionable, yeah.
You
All
know
right.
what? Give me the Clippers -3.
I looked at that too. Who are they playing?
Milwaukee.
Yeah, because you figured the Bobby Simmons stuff, maybe.
Oh, I also wanted to say KFC was like saying like the Yankee fans must be so mad that Aaron Boone got.
Yeah, you got Boone. You got your guy in the clubhouse for a while.
I don't understand. Why would I be mad?
Well, you guys bitch, especially. I mean, maybe it's more Tommy than you.
I definitely don't because
Like-
I think that he gets shit on no matter what when he did. All they can say he managed a great postseason until Nestor Cortez, which if that worked, he would have been the best manager. But it didn't. Also, it was a Tim Hill who was like obviously fine, but like we just made the World Series. I know it's not good enough for us, but it's like what else are we supposed to do?
Well, you could argue that the team's defensive problems were because maybe the manager should have made that more of a priority during the season.
Well, you really think what? Like, what is he supposed to do?
He also didn't play Jason Dominguez during like the whole postseason, just sitting there, just basically just taking up space.
What is he supposed to do with defense? Like seriously, like
I don't know.
practice it more. Like, how is that his fault? That's what I don't get. What
Say
fans
it's more
do.
Cashman's fault, which I agree with you if that's the case.
Like when fans are like it's his fault because the guy's not catching a fly ball. It's like he's a major leaguer. He should be able to catch the fucking ball. And they like, what are you supposed to do? Hit more pop-ups to him?
Do you think Aaron Boone's a good manager?
I think he's a fine manager. I don't think he's like the best.
What grade
manager.
do you give him in school? Like a B minus?
B minus, B.
Okay.
Like I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't.
hypothetically, if you had an assignment, let's just say an assignment, and it's due in July.
Right,
What would you give it that
4 months to
grade?
do it or 2 weeks?
What would you give that grade in
What
July?
coach do you want us to get? That's where Yankee fans get pissed at. Like, what do you want us to
That's
get?
the thing.
Mendoza would be really great. Did you guys had him, right?
Did.
That would
Very good manager, too.
would have been a
good.
great
He's right
hire.
there.
I'm
Bench coach,
completely.
Aaron Boone is 15th all time in
Would
manager
you
winning
want?
percentage.
Is there a part of you that would want Carlos Mendoza instead?
Zero.
Okay.
Seriously, I'm not even kidding.
Really?
0. Yeah,
Are you that
Zero.
high on Boone or are you that low on Mendoza for no
Dusty
reason?
Baker.
Dusty, I guess he's out there.
You guys hated the Mendoza hire, first of all.
I did.
And
Absolutely.
second of all, he's one season. So when
He
now,
earned his
let
pitch
me know.
starts?
No, let me know how he does when there's expectations with the team. There's no expectations. It's a lot harder to coach when you have expectations. That's true.
I don't know if that's true.
How is that not
I
true?
think it's
Terry
hard. I think it's hard to
Collins.
coach when you don't have good talent.
Huh?
I think it's hard to coach when you don't have good talent.
I think it's way harder to
makes it harder to
coach.
coach.
I think it's way harder to coach when you have a lot of expectations. I think both are true.
I guess Don Mattingly would be an option. Would you rather have Don Mattingly manager or Aaron Boone? I'm trying to think of guys that are out there right now. Like, let's say.
Jorge Posada.
Like that's what Yankee fans love
the
to say.
funniest
It's
one.
like the guy's never coached.
managed.
It's just because he's a
Mattingly has, and he's a bench coach. And he's
Carlos
like,
Beltran.
No,
he's also never.
no,
done it.
he's also a
But
cheater.
like Mattingly's a real one. Who would you rather have, Mattingly or Aaron Boone?
I think Boone.
All right, that's fair. I don't think Mattingly's that great of a
I don't
manager.
think Mattingly's that great either. It's just like I just don't. There's not much else out there that I want. where
Buck
I'm like,
Showalter.
no, and
That's fair.
what-
That's a good call.
People
Phil.
want him. I don't really want him. It's just because he's
Joe Torre.
old and they want like.
That's too old. I mean, just name it.
Just
But,
name
but,
it. Go
no,
through.
but Phil made a good point. Buck Showalter's
Yeah,
a
but
legitimate one.
He's also old, and I also think that like people just want it because like they're like, oh, he'll whip our guys into shape, and he's old school and stuff like that. I just think that Boone is completely fine.
I got a question. You see this in every sport besides baseball, I feel like, and tell me if I'm wrong, but you see that Sean McVay, that like 33-year-old coach, that like young, didn't make it in the league. Why doesn't the MLB have that?
I think it's gonna start to.
I think a big reason is the minor leagues. So you have kind of an area where you can put a young guy and see if he succeeds or fails, where NFL really doesn't have that. I think it's the reason.
I still think.
I'm not saying it's a good reason. I'm saying
Like NBA and college, but I know it's college, but like NBA, you always just hear about like young up and coming coaches in every sport besides baseball.
No, but also like
It's always like, oh, the young and up and coming coach is like
you
fucking
know-
Carlos Beltran and like I'm just
But
using
like
Carlos
you know
Beltran
who I
and
think
Alex
would be
Cora
like
after
a
the
great
Houston.
coach this year? Charlie Blackman. I feel like he'd be a great coach, like ready to go.
know who-
Just retired.
really respected
goes.
in the clubhouse.
Really respected.
Yeah.
Had a long career. Put him in right away. Like a lot of player coaches, I don't know. I don't know. Baseball works, but I'm trying to think of NBA doesn't
I
work,
always thought
right?
Dustin Pedroia with no reasoning would be a great.
No,
I think
there
he
is
could.
reasoning. He spent a lot of time with Cora. He was trying to learn from him. He's very interested
he
in
could.
strategy. That's a fine. There's a
Right.
reason for that.
Thanks, Clemmer.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, Clemmer.
Right off the bat,
fair
do you
one.
guys know who the youngest manager in the MLB is?
That's a great question. Don Mattingly, 77.
I'm trying to think. Is it a new hire?
He's been around a few years.
Been around a few years.
Just say it.
I'd probably say, is
don't
it the
know.
guy?
NL Central team.
Oh, the Cardinals.
Oh,
guy.
Ole Marmol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
knew
know
that.
when he started.
How old is he?
3 years. This is his third or fourth year.
Yeah, he's 38 years old.
Yeah, he was super. Remember when he got hired? He was younger than Pujols, Molina. Like he was
Yeah.
younger than so many players.
I forgot like when he took over for
I
Schultz.
think a younger coach is always the best way to go.
And then another one, Stephen Vogt's 40. Rocco Baldelli, I think, is like in his 40s.
Baldelli's young because he retired so young, because he had that a chronic injury, illness.
I got to just touch on something that when we were with Maryland, because I know they're playing tonight. Did you see the nickname for their starting five? The Crab Five.
That's got to be like a thing that's been allowed for a while, right?
That's what I said. I was like definitely like a freshman
Because
group at
that's
Maryland.
not like that's not creative, but I like it.
You
If
do.
that's- What?
You do like it.
I do like it.
Okay.
Do you not like it?
I don't.
I mean, it's fine. Maryland crabs. They love their crab. That's like all they talk about with Maryland is crabs.
Immediately thought of an STD joke.
Yeah. That's the problem.
But they do the crab cakes. They have the crab seasoning on the fries.
Yeah,
They like the
that's
crab-
all.
Crab
they-
fries are fucking legit.
See, there you go.
That's all. That Maryland's got to cling to something. It's
Do
like
you-
Iowa and corn.
Yeah, I also you hate the Orioles, right?
Yes.
So again, I was just
Very
down
much.
in DC, and do you know what they do during the national anthem? People from Baltimore,
No.
it would make you hate them.
For the
even more.
O.
Yes.
Yeah. You know that.
Oh, like a what?
Hey,
You know,
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Oh.
fucking hate
Oh,
that.
God. What's-
Every year I forget it and I get it.
What's wrong?
Very upset.
I know it's zooming in on. This is what Phil does.
No, that wasn't me. Dude has been with me this whole time. That's,
He's been shaky.
He does it to Bosco mostly. Actually,
I would never do it to you guys.
Only to Bosco,
That's,
apparently.
That's so
Oh, one
mean.
last thing before we go. You mentioned it's always good to have a young guy. One exception is Reds getting Terry Francona. I like that move. I like Terry Francona.
that's fine.
I think he's a Hall of Fame manager. He's one of the greatest. I think you have a chance to get Terry Francona.
What's his
I don't think
deal
that's
though? Why
bad.
doesn't he just go vacation?
Yeah, go home. dude.
Why are you going to
He loves
Cincinnati?
it.
Did you think he likes being on the road?
I think the Reds are good. Good-ish.
I don't think they're good.
I think
you know what? I think Francona is a great manager.
great Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Yeah, but
I'm,
like, dude,
I'm
go.
going to bet the Reds to make the.
I don't know how
I
he
bet him
doesn't.
to win the division.
I don't know how his mouth is still intact.
I'll bet that.
His mouth has had
That's
to
like
have.
600.
How much chew do you think's been in there?
Yeah, a lot.
How so much?
He's got the gum though too, right?
The gum, but still,
Yeah.
it shouldn't have that much gum.
Yeah, it's a lot of gum.
So I had this question we asked on it was on my lacrosse podcast. So I'll ask it for basketball. It's just a great question. It was like, who do you think scored the most amount of for lacrosse? It was who do you think scored the most amount of goals from birth to retirement in their career? I was like, wow, that's a great question. For NBA, it could be NBA or just anybody. Do you think there's like a random Joe out there that has put a ball into a basket more than like Steph Curry or like Michael Jordan?
See, I was thinking before you mentioned like a random guy. I was thinking Kareem, because Kareem had like a long college career.
Yes.
Had a really long NBA.
Someone in New York.
Yeah. Do you think
Someone
it's just
that plays every day in New York.
Do you think it's a random guy or do you think it's a professional?
It's a
athlete?
random guy or LaMelo Ball because I feel like he scored like 1,000 points every game.
But it's fascinating.
No, it is. But I think it's someone in New York because the way NBA players talk about like guys in New York, like they could be in the NBA.
So I think I think it might be just a random guy from New York as well. Given that I think that if you retire at like 40, you're not really going to be picking up a basketball again.
Right.
Well,
And
like
these
the
guys
random
don't
guy that
stop.
plays at the YMCA might not stop till he's like 65.
See, I was
They
thinking
don't stop.
I was thinking someone in LA because the weather's always nice. You could play 12 months a year.
Yeah, but
Kinda like the
these
white-
New York
white men
guys
can't
still
jump
go.
areas.
They still go
He's still
inside.
got that key. Everyone's
Alright.
got a key to a
Alright.
gym.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I think it's definitely a random person because they don't stop.
I used to break into my parish's church gym with like a key that we had, and I would often have to run away from it.
I hope you get arrested.
God, you're gonna go to hell.
You're gonna get arrested.
We were
I'll
just
report
trying to.
him.
We were just trying to ball.
I'll report you.
Yeah.
Is there a statute of limitations on breaking into a church? You think?
No, I think they respected the hustle.
Probably not the worst thing that happened in that church.
Did they respect the hustle? Oh God, that's a show. That's the show. We'll be back tomorrow. I think we have a full.
Look at me, I'm fine.
I think we have a full crew tomorrow.
So.
Wow, full crew tomorrow. See you guys tomorrow.